good Friday afternoon. It's McCollum on Business. I'm Stephen McCollum. For the next 30 minutes or so, I'm going to get you updated on what's happening here on the business world or in the business world in terms of markets, stocks we're paying attention to, of course, national, local stories you need to know going into this weekend. Just a quick programming note. The show's here for our production side of stuff here. So main event, McCollum on Business. Well, we're all off here coming up on Monday, President's Day. So we got a 3-day weekend. Hopefully you do as well out there. We'll be back on Tuesday. Don't forget, Tuesday, early morning breakfast show, 7 a.m. on Tuesday as well. So come and join us on a Tuesday there with our morning McCollum on Business when we come back. But that's 3 days from now. So let's get right into this now with the Market Watch. There was some light inflation data today. Everything's headed for a loss for the week, but everything is up today here as we're getting late into the trading day. Dow Jones right now is up 145 points to 49,639. The S&P 500 is up 21 points to 6865. The NASDAQ, I apologize for our link there, but the NASDAQ is up 73 points to 22,671. The Russell K is up 49 points right now to 2665. For it, actually 44. It looks like it's moved down a little bit to 2660 for that Russell 2K. Bitcoin, well, it's a big day for Bitcoin. It's up 2,800 and 2,850 right now, up for it, but it's still under that 70,000 mark. There at 69,077 here as the day continues on. So same things are happening here around a Bitcoin as well. So interesting things, rumors out there that could be affecting the market a little bit. We don't have too many details, but U.S. President Donald Trump reportedly is planning to scale back some of his tariffs on steel and aluminum goods. That came out for the Financial Times. Not a lot of details on that here, but we do have here rumors of that here in the marketplace. The stocks we're paying attention to right now is we're getting a bunch of, like I said, inflationary stuff we'll get into in a minute. But at first, I want to talk to you about these stocks we're watching. And first one up is Moderna, right? You know Moderna. They do biotech stuff, pharmacy stuff. 4.89% up here for them today. They gave upbeat guidance here for their full year revenue. Moderna does expect revenue growth, they say, is up to 10% from last year's levels of 2025. So that does beat the consensus estimate. The consensus is only 5.9% increase for that. So 10% increase compared to that expected. So big increase here from Moderna. Fourth quarter losses, though, did come in at $2.11 per share. But that doesn't sound good, but it was smaller than the $2.54 loss that was expected to come out there. So good news here for Moderna. And Moderna's had some bad news this week with some of their stuff. Flu vaccines were not scheduled to move forward with the FDA and things earlier this week. But positive guidance here from Moderna here on this Friday. Next up, Maple Bear is what we're going to look at. If you don't know, this is Instacart out there. 8.15% up here today as well. They, Instacart, grocery delivery, other things delivery out there. They also put out an optimistic or kind of a more favorable forecast for its current quarter than what was expected. Instacart said they expect their gross transaction value, it's going to be between $10.13 and $10.28 billion. Very optimistic, very positive, because the estimate was only $9.97 billion. So Maple Bear looking ahead and projecting some real increases here for them in the first quarter. They did say that their adjusted EBITDA, right, they're coming in between $280 and $290 million. The forecast on that was only $277.3 million. So big guidance here, optimistic, outperforming levels is very surprising here for Maple Bear. They also posted a revenue beat for last quarter. So all positive here for Instacart, or its parent company here, Maple Bear, out on the market. Then up, since it's basically lunchtime here, let's talk a little bit about Wendy's out there, right? Fast food chain. Square hamburgers, Frosties. They're up today. It's 4.68% for Wendy's. We saw, the parent company of Burger King being up the other day based off of their Burger King restaurant sales. Well, Wendy's reported adjusted earnings of 16 cents per share, while the estimation was only 14 cents per share. Their revenue was $543 million. The estimate was $537.2 million. So we have two fast food restaurants with Burger King's parent company and now Wendy's outpacing their expectations with their reporting this week. Is this a turnaround here for fast food restaurants that have taken it on the shoulders here or in the gut, I guess we should say, over the last couple of years with these high inflationary periods? And we're starting to see some changes here, at least with Burger King's parent company and now Wendy's as well. Later on, when we come back, we're going to look at DraftKings. That stock is in the news today. Roku as well, and then Rivian Automotive. Something to look at with them here in terms of their stocks. So we'll look into those here, stocks we pay attention to in just a little bit. And I told you earlier today, some tariff rumors are out there on steel and everything being rolled back. And then you got the inflation report. Consumer prices rose about 2.4% annually in January. So it's a light inflation report, and that's obviously 2.4% was less than expected on that reporting. And good news, we're getting closer. It was in the 2.7, 2.8% range here before. So we're getting closer to that neutral number that the Fed wants to see of 2% out there. So this is all compared to the same time last year for that 2.4%. So down zero point 0.3 percentage points, even from December at that point. And it's the lowest number since May of 2025 also. If you want to exclude we want to talk core, right, which excludes food and energy. The core CPI was at 2.5% as well. That's what everybody was looking for on the core level. So that came in at expectations as well. So obviously, lower than expected inflation reports here. So they call it the light inflation report. Markets are responding positively to that today as well. And what that also does, gives you optimism that the Federal Reserve will start cutting rates again here shortly as well in that. And I could tell you in that futures market of rate cuts, it has been an increase, a boost in that outlook positively of rate cuts coming up here on those future markets from that side of things. So a light inflation report on the consumer price index. Good news here for that for the inflation side of our economy out there. So besides those two side things, we do know the U.S. national debt. Well, it's officially on pace to break a record that has the record was set back in World War II, folks, here as well. So in 4 years, that U.S. national debt could break that World War II record out there. They say it's projected to balloon to $3 trillion a year 10 years from now. Could you imagine? The interest alone on that's got to be ridiculous. So this is the Congressional Budget Office, which is supposed to be a nonpartisan entity within our government. They released a budget and economic outlook that goes out about the next decade is what they do. They projected the federal budget deficits will rise from what it is now, $1.9 trillion here in 2026 to $3.1 trillion in 2036. So obviously, national debt will get pushed higher. The gross federal debt will rise from an estimated $39.4 trillion at the end of this year to $63 trillion in 2036 as well. So we got big number movements here. Not only that, they also looked at the increase of the amount of debt held by the public. It's going to be right now it's at $32 trillion. They're saying it can go up to $56 trillion in that same time period to 2036. And the public as a share of gross domestic product is going to obviously increase or decrease the gross domestic product as well because of that public debt that's out there. So they also say U.S. debt held by the public is estimated to rise to 108% of GDP by 2030. That would surpass the old record there of 106% that was set back in World War II, 1946 to be exact for that. Yeah, debt isn't getting any better. If you wanna look at the projection ahead for a decade from now, 10 years, debt held by the public, compared to the GDP, they're saying we'll be at 120% just 10 years from now coming up as well. So, not good fiscal outlook here coming up in terms of these numbers and doesn't give you anything positive to look forward to in terms of that stuff. And obviously affects a lot of our institutions, interest rates, dangers in terms of monetary policy, inflationary. So not good numbers from that perspective here. So just I don't know what we can do about it, but the world is right now, right? As we spend, and more spending out there. Let's go to some private company stuff here. As we're waiting for more information on the steel and aluminum tariffs. Rumors are that those could be starting to come down a little bit. President Trump will do not exact details. It's just reporting from the Financial Times is it's kind of what's giving us that news out there. But let's go to airlines here. Is we've talked about Spirit Airlines a lot here on McCollum on Business. They're in bankruptcy. They're struggling to stay alive. They've indicated they're going to go out of business unless somebody merges or buys them out there. Well, now officially, they're going to sell 20 of their aircrafts out there. They're also going to recall furloughed flight attendants as well moving forward, all trying to revive and help their financial situation out there as well. So the deal is in place to sell those 20 airliners as well officially out there. So we know Spirit's involved in its second bankruptcy over the last couple of years. 2 in 2 years, I guess we could say there. It's actually under 2 years, but as well. But they filed in last time in November of 2024. They did their first restructuring in March of 2025. And then, of course, in August of 25 was the second bankruptcy for them as well. That's where they did service cuts and furloughs at that time as well. So, obviously, selling 20 aircraft will improve their financial situation. Their fleet reduction isn't expected to affect its flight schedule at all. So, their flights are still going to go if you're booked on Spirit Airlines. So, these are, I guess you can call them extra jets because these 20 are actually, most of them are not even in service right now with their flight reductions they've already been a part of out there. So just give you an update here on Spirit Airlines and what they're looking forward to as well here. And we know that Spirit Airlines numbers of people, at least out of the Phoenix area last year, way down. We gave you that report a couple weeks ago as well. And then interesting story out here. Now I have an electric vehicle, so my car never turns on, right? And then I drive hybrids. My other vehicles are hybrids. So, they naturally switch from battery to gas, and it's just second nature to me. It does it differently than this. But yesterday, I saw the celebration online yesterday on Facebook with friends. And of course, there's Twitter as well. But officially, the EPA is ending the credits for automatic start-stop vehicle ignition feature. It's funny enough, too, that even the government's admitting now that everybody hates that feature out there. So the EPA did announce the end of this yesterday as well. These were credits to automakers who installed those automatic start-stop ignition systems in their vehicles. Whole idea is you pull up to a stoplight, your engine shuts down, fires back up when you get to go again, type of a situation, like complete shutdown, right? As I said, EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin said, quote, everyone hates, unquote, this system out there. So Zeldin did call the start-stop technology an Obama switch, is the phrase he used yesterday. And it makes vehicles die at every red light and stop sign. Then, of course, starts back up when you hit the gas pedal. It's a completely different system than the hybrid models. It's more aggressive, I guess we should say, on those stops. So the credits, which were applied to options like improved air conditioning systems, he said, quote, are overdone, finished, unquote. And then I saw the celebration online from friends and people on the social media sides of things. So that is the big news there from that. We're seeing a lot of those emissions. The whole point of it is to save on gas mileage, right? Your car's just not idling at a stop sign or a gas light out there. So now it's completely stopped. Government's on board with it with the Trump administration. And maybe you're celebrating a little bit today, like I saw yesterday on the social medias out there. And, Over the weekend with the Super Bowl, an ad came out and it alarmed people. It's kind of scary here, what we saw in the Super Bowl. If you sit back and think about it in terms of Big Brother watching you, right? Well, we find out today that Amazon is no longer working with Flock Safety. They've stopped that relationship after the Super Bowl here. They do claim that it was a mutual decision, but the backlash against Amazon's Ring cameras was huge from the Super Bowl thing. So that partnership is done now as well. So this was after Amazon aired that ad for Ring, where you could find your dogs. So if your dog gets out of your house, runs down the street, all the Ring cameras can tell you which way your dog went, etc. And obviously everybody went, well, if you can do that for dogs, you can do that for me walking down the street also. Yeah, this partnership was announced between Amazon and Flock back in October. It gives Ring customers the option to share video from their doorbell cameras with police. It's all part of a program called Community Requests out there. They did say it's yet to launch, if you believe that. I'm sure they've been testing it. But then they came out with a Super Bowl ad on Sunday. So Search Party is what it was called. It's allow Ring users to share their doorbell video to help find lost dogs out there. Obviously, huge blowback here, of course, on Ring for this, because people have noted that the same cameras, they can be paired with facial recognition. You can find people out there, track people, more importantly, that don't want to be tracked and no reason to track them as well. Now, the search party one had nothing to do with Flock, but obviously the correlation came out in that point. So I saw representatives in Congress writing letters to Amazon and Flock complaining about it. But that deal is now officially over between the two companies as well. So they put it as mutual decisions. Flock's under a lot of controversy as well for red light cameras and cameras just as you're driving. They store everything. You can literally track a car's movements on streets and highways where Flock cameras are in thing, and they can send it to the police and things to that effect, and they can track you. And obviously, this is all becoming alarming to people, and that it is out there. So Flock itself announced it on the website. They said the planned integration between Flock and Ring's community request tool has been canceled. The integration never launched, so no Ring customer videos were ever sent to Flock. That, like I said, that came directly from Flock as well. So Flock did go on to say that they remain dedicated to supporting law enforcement agencies with tools that are fully configurable to local laws and policies. They say they'll continue to engage directly with public officials and community leaders as well. Flock is a company it's not a conspiracy theory at this point, but Flock is a company that wants you have equipment that will track you all over town and give it to law enforcement. That's Flock's duty. That's Flock's role. If you're comfortable with that, all right. Some people are not. I don't know why you need to track me. I don't know why you want to. And that's kind of my problem with it. Because people say, well, if you're not doing anything, you don't care. Well, Flock doesn't need to know that I just drove the 101. Why is it their business? And it's not like they're going to be looking specifically for me, but they don't need to know that as well, right? 27% of American households have doorbell cameras. I refuse to get a doorbell camera. I do have Ring cameras elsewhere, but I refuse to get the doorbell camera for a lot of reasons. I don't want to know who's at my front door, right? But 27% of American households just have those Ring cameras out there as well. So see where we go. By the way, Amazon, which is the owner of Ring cameras, they still have an ongoing contract for its community request feature with Axon, of course, Scottsdale company up here that does tasers and other police surveillance stuff out there, body cameras, etc. So that deal is still in place, but the Flock one is officially over. When we come back here at McCollum on Business on Friday, let's get into some other fun stuff out there. We're going to look at some stocks here again. It looks like the market's going to close up today. It is down for the week, however, all the indexes out there. We're going to look at a bill that proposes statewide air conditioning requirements for rental houses in Arizona. First of all, if you are a landlord or an owner and you do not have air conditioning in your rental property, shame on you. I'll say that right now as well. A library that I was just at the other day for my HOA meeting. That's where we do them now. And there's some architectural landmark awards going out for a Mesa Library as well. It's a beautiful library out there. We'll talk about that as well. Hey, what's going on with that stupid Vibe Resort? They're never going to open. More importantly, what's happening with the Mattel part of it, where we can ride Mattel, right? Cars and everything. I got that update for you for the Mattel side of things. And then, folks, Valentine's Day's this weekend. Stay up here as well, because they're celebrating something on February 15th. We can all pretend to be single to get this one. So come on back, folks. I'll get that up for you as well. McCollum on Business, Friday edition. And I'm back here, McCollum on Business, folks. Friday edition, of course. Don't forget, we are off on Monday here. The main event and McCollum on Business, both off on Monday. Pit Stop did debut this week. First of all, great first week numbers here for the 2026 season. Can't thank you enough across all platforms, YouTube, the podcast system, and here at Robot TV as well. That we're going to switch that out, but next week it's only going to be on Wednesday. Of course, the Daytona 500 happens on Sunday. Follow me at the Pit Stop Talk as well over on Sunday. I'll be watching the events over the weekend. Tonight, Truck Series. Tomorrow, the O'Reilly Series. And then, of course, the Cup event there on a Sunday as well. So follow me there on the social media. And, of course, next Wednesday, we'll do another Pit Stop show for the second week. And then we'll settle down into our Monday, Thursday format that we do after that. But great first results. Thank you. If you missed it and haven't seen it so far, catch it right now on Robot TV on the YouTube page or the free podcasting system. We'd greatly appreciate that as well. And like and subscribe to the YouTube and podcast system. Search the Pit Stop Talk as well on your favorite podcast system. It'll come right up for you there, or just the Pit Stop with Stephen McCollum. It comes up as well. Of course, the main event for the week is in the can. We had Bruce Cooper on today for the second hour. Long discussion on the Cardinals hires here on their coaching staff, among other NFL news out there. Of course, Diamondbacks bringing back Paul Sewald. I think there's universal disgust in that signing, at least in this building. I know there is everywhere, but in this building there definitely is. Catch Bruce Cooper on demand now here on the YouTube page here at Robot TV. Free podcast system at TME Sports Show. That's where you can search for it. Or just type in the main event with Steven or main event with Dale. It'll pop up for you as well there. Just like and follow as well, of course, as well. Both, though, we're all off on Monday. We'll be back Tuesday morning where we'll be here. McCollum on Business. Tuesday's our morning business show, 7 a.m. on Tuesday as well. So come and join us for the morning one on Tuesday. We'll be back here for that, right into the main event at 8 o'clock as well on Tuesday. Enjoy your weekend if you have a 3-day one. If you have to work on Monday, sorry about that. I hate to hear that. Give your boss, let me know. I'll talk to your boss for you and get you off on Monday as well. But, it's all part of the fun. Today, of course, The Real Matrix is hitting out there. New episode coming out today as well. So about, normally it comes out around noon here on Rumble and, of course, on the podcast system. will be a little late today due to some formatting things that had to happen in the programming that's going up today. So that'll be up here shortly on Friday for the Real Matrix there with the Angry Patriot. For those of you interested in watching that program, huge numbers here at Robot TV for that. We need to get those Rumble numbers up now that it's over on that program. And then, of course, on the podcast system, The Real Matrix is where you search. And thank you for everybody that's taught onto that in all of those formats as well for that. But with all that being said, let's get right into the Market Watch. As we said earlier, we're on the positive here today. Overall for the week, though, well, a lot of things are going to be a weekly loss. I know the S&P 500 is definitely going to be a weekly loss here today, but Dow Jones right now is up 204 points. S&P is up 31 points right now. Nasdaq's up 108. The Russell 2K, the small cap index, is at 45 points up for it. And then there's Bitcoin. Still trending, even though it's having a big update today of 2,800 points. Still under that 70,000 level here on this Friday. A lot of the bounce back has to do with that light inflation data we talked about there in the first segment. Some of the stuff being interrupted out there as well, or at least, reporting numbers and positively from that side also having a lot of stuff to do with the market. So we're going to end up on a good Friday here as we get late into the trading day right now. Stocks we're paying attention to in this portion of the show. DraftKings is the first one. Super Bowl just ended. Now we got All-Star game for the NBA this weekend. Daytona 500 this weekend. We got the Olympics happening. Well, DraftKings shares are way down today, 12.42%. So their 2026 revenue forecast came in and made everybody frown a little bit around the market. In the fourth quarter, DraftKings earned 25 cents per share. Well, the estimate was only 15 cents per share in earnings, so positive on that side. The revenue was $1.99 billion is what they came in at. The estimate out there was $1.98 billion in revenue. So barely beating the numbers on the revenue side, blowing away the estimate of earnings per share, blowing that out of the water. But there's a problem with DraftKings. They said they expect their revenue this year to be between $6.5 and $6.9 billion. The consensus revenue for this year, $7.31 billion. That is the consensus on why it's down 12.56% here for DraftKings, as we are looking at that here today for them on those large decreases here in their future revenue outlook for DraftKings. Next up, we got Roku. You know Roku, a streaming service company. Well, they're up big today, 8.67%. Better than expected guidance here for 2026 for them. They said it expects to put in $635 million and they're $5.5 billion in revenue by the end of 2026 is what they are looking at there. $635 million in adjusted EBITDA is what they're looking at, and then the $5.5 billion in revenue. It does beat the consensus estimates, so that's why Roku's up here, 8.59%. Their forward guidance here for 2026 looking pretty dang good out there. And then you got Rivian Automotive here, the electric truck maker. Folks, this is through the roof today, 26.29% for Rivian as of right now. They see 2026 vehicle deliveries coming in between 62 and 67,000 units. If that's the case, that's what their projection is for this year. That's going to be a huge increase over 2025. So the 62,000 number, if they hit that, 47% increase over 2025. If they get all the way up to 67 units shipped, that'll be 59% increase over 2025. Big number increases here for Rivian shipping out. Fourth quarter adjusted losses did come in at 54 cents per share. The expectation loss was 68 cents per share, so 14-cent improvement in loss for Rivian. The revenue was $1.29 billion, did top the estimate there of $1.26 billion for Rivian Automotive as well here today for them. And, of course, they do some of their manufacturing and stuff down there in Casa Grande, Florence area as well. So big news there for Rivian also going into that. And stories we're paying attention to on the local side of things. There's now a bill here in the state Senate, and it's going to require landlords here in Arizona to provide air conditioning for their renters. Now I'm thinking just of Phoenix and like Tucson, where we get really hot in those two cities, right? They already have rules in place, right? That require landlords to provide working air conditioning that cools the space to at least 82 degrees, is all they're asking you to do. If it's an evaporative cooler, it's got to cool down to 86 degrees at that time as well. So now this new bill, SB 1608, was going to make cooling to 82 degrees a statewide rule for rentals. Look, Flagstaff still gets a lot of heat. It's higher elevation as well. Obviously, this bill here is being put out by Senator Lauren Kuby. And Senator Kuby does say this is a basic human ability issue here, right? We need to ensure that everyone in Arizona, not just the residents of Phoenix and Tucson, can benefit from this. Lake Havasu gets extremely hot. Quartzsite gets extremely hot, for instance. Yuma gets extremely hot. I can't believe this isn't a rule everywhere out there. And as I said before, if you are a landlord and you're providing a place of rental without an air conditioner, that is a shame on you from that side. Interesting enough, in Maricopa County, a quarter of the heat related deaths back in 2024, which is the latest time we get the figures, took place indoors, people. Not outdoors, not in the summer sun, indoors. 70% of those cases by themselves, the air conditioner wasn't functioning, or there wasn't one out there as well. That's all from the Maricopa County Department of Public Health. So this is now a state bill going out there to cover the whole state of Arizona. And I mean, you should be doing the right thing anyway, folks. Sorry if I'm talking down to you if you're a land. As somebody that does own rental properties all throughout the valley and other places, yeah, folks, you take care of your people renting there as well is what you need to do. The bill, by the way, because I was wondering, is it just heat that they're looking at? No, the bill specifies that during the periods of cold weather, that 3 days we have every year here in Phoenix, landlords must provide heating that warms the space to at least 68 degrees as well as that. So it does factor cold and heat here, this Senate bill that is out there as well. They also want to pause evictions during weeks when the outdoor temperature is above 90 degrees on multiple days. That does tell you no evictions in the summertime statewide, if that part of the provision does go through, because we're above 90 degrees May through September, sometimes October as well. Arizona Attorney General Chris Mays is voicing agreement with this bill or support out there as well. She Mays has been sending warning letters to lots of landlords out there to demand they address the air conditioning failures of their properties. So she's on board with it as well. So, by the way, Senator Kuby did last year put out a bill to limit evictions during heat waves. That did fail to get a hearing and move through the process. Now it's kind of tucked into this one. That's the one part that I'm not sure is going to be the holdup. To me, it's a no-brainer. Get an air conditioner for a unit. If you can't afford an air conditioner, you shouldn't have a house that doesn't have cooling temperatures or heating temperatures in it. The eviction one, though, I could see being. And I don't evict people very often. I luckily have not had to. Or a management company hasn't had to. But that one, I could see that one being a sticky point out there with a lot of people dealing with that. So yeah, stay tuned for that there, especially if you're a renter without an AC outside of Phoenix or Tucson. 'Cause we see up there in Flagstaff and Gila and excuse me, not Gila Bend, Kingman areas. We see you guys watching the show also here as well. And out by me, I was just there the other night on Wednesday night. Um, Mesa built a new library for the first time in 30 years in this last year as well. Out there, this is the Mesa Gateway Library, is what we are talking about right now, and it's a gorgeous little library there. It's in the Eastmark community, and as I said, 30 years between libraries. I know they've renovated like the Dobson Ranch Library. I've seen that being renovated. I drive by that a lot out there, and everything. So they're using this now. This new library is, obviously a state of the art community centerpiece, and if they're not building them every 30 years, they expect this to last a while as well. So Wilming did lead the construction of the facility, which is 28,000 square feet. It was designed by an architect firm that's renowned for their buildings out there. It's called Richard Kennedy Architects as well. It does have a folded roof look to it. I was looking at the roof the other day, as a matter of fact. I was like, this is an interesting ceiling and roof that we got here on this building. It's finished with wood planks and the material palette used on the library. Well, durable, desert responsive performance. It's got Corten metal roofing, 24 gauge for you guys out there. It's got 16 gauge mill fresh steel and pre-finished metal wall panels that look like they're rusting there, as you see on your screen right now as well. So it's got a lot of interior design awards because of the features on it. I've seen some exterior design awards as well out there. And so I just wanted to just bring that to your attention. It's a beautiful library. Whether you like a library or not, it's a beautiful building out there off of Eastmark Parkway, Ray, and basically Ray between Ellsworth and Signal Butte. There's really no Chrisman right there. So Ray and Signal Butte, Eastmark Parkway, take a left, boom, it's right there on your left. Gorgeous building. So I just wanted to talk about a library that I've been in. Now I haven't been in there for library purposes, for meeting purposes, but it's a beautiful building out there as well. Okay. We haven't had an update on the Vive report, right, the Vive Resort itself in several months here. We just know it kept getting delayed and delayed and delayed and delayed. And now we're finding out this is the resort that keep adding stuff on public voting in Glendale, but this is where that Mattel park is going to go. The roller coaster's there and doing no work on it, right? It's just sitting out there with some of the tracks still on the ground and everything. But um, the same company is trying to build the same type of a thing in Kansas, and that's they've been looking to do that since 2024 for them out there. They're having the same problem there, folks. Uh, Obviously, there's going to be a Hot Wheels course, which, as you see there, it's got the loops in it, twist around and all that thing. The track, well, it runs around mounds of dirt and black pipes. Yes, right now, because there's no signs, no attractions about Barbie, He-Man, and stuff to that effect. So they say that the Kansas one was supposed to be opened. The Arizona one was already supposed to be open, before the Chiefs and Eagles came in 2023 and played the Super Bowl here. It was supposed to be open way back then. It just keeps getting pushed back and back and back. The scope's gotten bigger with public votes, all that stuff. The plans were first revealed back in 2019 and 2020 here in Arizona. Like I said, they're having the same problem in Kansas right now. Lesser time frame, but delays there as well. So this is how long we've been waiting for this as well. So there's a second Mattel Adventure Park being built in Bonner Springs, Kansas, led by the same architects, led by the same people as well there. They announced that park in Kansas in 2024. There they set a 2026 opening date for the theme park version, the Mattel theme park. And it's delayed as well by a long time out there. So the $539 million development here in Arizona, still waiting to be put up there. Then they just bought millions of dollars worth of land in Kansas for that park as well. We're just waiting. This is us right now. We're just sitting here waiting for this Mattel park to open and open and open and open. They first pitched the Kansas resort in April 2024, so it doesn't go all the way back to 19 and 20 like it does here as well. The city council there in Kansas approved the development agreement, resetting that project timeline as they had to adjust it, obviously, as well. Epic is the maker of the Mattel Park. They have until October 27 to start vertical construction, and they want it completed by October of 2030. Folks, if there's any indication with the Arizona project, that time frame is not going to happen as they move forward as well there. The Kansas property is getting new reports, or new loans on construction and stuff to that effect, is what they're doing in Kansas right now. Does that mean that they're putting this Arizona one on hold for reasons? Now here they're tied to the Vive Resort, which is taking forever to open. The Kansas one standalone, so it's a little bit different of a section of an area there as well. So, um, my point here is Mattel theme parks here are delayed, major delays as well, and continues to be delayed. And they try to do one in Kansas, also delayed. Folks, this is the resort and this is the theme park that I swear never gonna open. I've even started like looking into it, being like, is this just a money laundering operation? No progress, just shut down. Frustrating as all heck. And you drive by that resort out there on your way to Cardinal Stadium or in Glendale for us East Coasters there as well. So there's your update on the Mattel theme park and how now they're struggling to get it off the ground in Kansas, as well as they're adjusting that pipeline coming up there. So something's up with this. And they're getting construction loans. So it doesn't mean that they're having money problems. Well, it might, but it doesn't mean they're having money problems. Just when are these nightmare projects going to open and we can enjoy seeing He-Man and Barbie and those rides out there in that theme park is the question. So Wendy's is declaring this to singles out there. Obviously, Valentine's Day for couples, etc. Out there. But for singles, on February 15th, $1 Dave singles is what they're advertising here for Wendy's as well. Yes, you see it there on your screen if you're interested. Right, a single for a single out there. So in honor of Single Awareness Day, because y'all just get ignored on February 14th, so Singles Day the next day. Pay attention to singles the day after Valentine's Day. You can all get offered a discounted cheeseburger from Wendy's. You can eat your depression away, folks, with a discounted cheeseburger from Wendy's as well. Here's what Wendy's said in a news release here earlier this week. Forget the drama, the ghosting, the left on red text. At Wendy's, we've got something that actually shows up. A Dave single reliable since 1969 because it never disappoints. I'm going to laugh if you show up and they're out of them. Just add to the single depression out there. The report went on to say whether fans are flying solo, celebrating independence, it's complicated, or just really hungry. Wendy's is serving up the ultimate single celebration with the $1 Dave's single cheeseburger with purchase in-app offer. You do have to go to their app to get it, download their app, sign up, etc., and stuff like that. But there you go, folks. Saturday, pretend you're single. Take the ring off. Go get yourself a discounted cheeseburger for Single Awareness Day only. It's only available on Sunday, February 15th at participating Wendy's restaurants. If we get the legalese out there as well. You have to purchase it on the Wendy's.com or through the Wendy's app. You can't just walk in and get it either as well. So Wendy's also said, I like reading the press releases. They think they're so clever. Chocolates are out. Singles airs are in. The fresh, hot off the grill hamburger that started it all features a quarter pound of fresh, never frozen beef, topped with melted American cheese, crisp lettuce, ripe tomato, crunchy pickle, diced onion, ketchup, and mayo on a toasted bun. I've never had a Wendy's hamburger, by the way, on a side note. Every time I go to Wendy's and had to go to Wendy's, always nuggets, to be honest with you. Yeah. The cheeseburger typically costs between $5.39 and $6.09, depending on where in the country you are out there as well. So you can get it for $1, folks, on Sunday, the day after February 14th. I'm hungry now. Let's go get some food to eat. Folks, appreciate you joining me here on this Friday edition of McCollum on Business. And don't forget, off Monday, main event, and then we're going to be off here as well on Monday. We'll be back Tuesday morning, 7 a.m., morning business show on Tuesday. Come and join us, would you? Have a great weekend. Whatever you're doing, Daytona 500, just celebrating presidents out there with President's Day as well, hitting the Renaissance Festival up. One thing we're doing this weekend here as well coming up. So we're going to have some fun out there. Stay cool and dry if it does rain out there. We'll see you later, folks. See you on Tuesday morning. Have a great weekend.